If you have ever typed a name, a password, or a tweet into a website, you have interacted with a string. In programming, a string is just another word for text, but how does JavaScript actually handle all those letters, numbers, and emojis? Today we're tackling one of the most fundamental building blocks in JavaScript, strings. Whether you are building a simple calculator or the next major social media app, you are going to be using strings constantly. By the end of this video, you'll know how to create them, connect them, and manipulate them like a pro. Let's dive right into the code. In JavaScript, there are three main ways to create a string. You can use single quotes, double quotes, or backticks. Let's look at an example. Here we have three variables. The first one uses single quotes. The second one uses double quotes. And the third one uses backticks. For single and double quotes, it doesn't really matter which one you use. It mostly comes down to personal preference. Just make sure you start and end with the same type of quote. You can't open a single quote and close with a double quote. But what if your text actually contains a quote, like the word don't? Like if we had a variable that stored the text I don't know, like this. See that? JavaScript gets confused because it thinks the string ends at the end right here. To fix this, you can just wrap the whole thing in double quotes instead. Like that. So we have our strings, but what if we want to combine them? In JavaScript, joining strings together is called concatenation, and the easiest way to do it is is by using the plus sign. Look at this code. In this code, we have two variables that contain text. We want to take a third variable named full full message full message and make its value equal the strings of text from the first two variables combined. We use the plus sign to do that. It works just like math, but instead instead of adding numbers, you are joining text together. Also, JavaScript is very literal. It won't add spaces for you. If you want a space between words, you have to type it inside the quotes. Now, using the plus sign is fine, but it gets really messy when you have a lot of variables and spaces. This is where our third type of quote comes in, backticks. Backticks let us use something called template literals. They allow you to inject variables straight into your text by wrapping the variables in a dollar sign and curly braces. Let me show you. Here we have two variables named item and price that we want to use to make a sentence. We have two more variables named old way and modern way. These each store a sentence. The old way variable just uses the plus sign to join the text together, but with the modern way variable, instead of using plus signs, whenever we need to place a variable inside the string of text, we wrap it inside curly braces with a single dollar sign coming before the first or opening curly brace, and then it will show the value of the variables when the text is output. You just write your sentence normally, and whenever you need a variable, you pop it inside the curly braces with a single dollar sign coming before it. If you are learning JavaScript right now, get into the get into the habit of using backticks. You'll thank yourself later. So, strings aren't just dumb text. They actually have built-in capabilities. JavaScript gives us tools to inspect and change strings on the fly. Want to know how many characters are in a password? For example, use the length property. Here's an example. To use the length property on a variable which contains a string of text, you type the name of the variable, then put a period, and then type length. In our example, it outputs the length of the password, which is 11. The password is 11 characters long. If you need to capitalize a string of text when writing, you can use the toUpperCase method. It changes all the text and the string to uppercase letters, and it looks like this. We use it on the variable named warning here. To use it, you type the name of the variable followed by a period, then type the text toUpperCase followed immediately by two parentheses and an opening and a closing parenthesis. There are dozens of these built-in methods. You can slice strings, replace words, or check if a string includes a specific letter. You don't need to memorize them all right now, but just know that if you need to manipulate text, JavaScript probably has a built-in way to do it. And that's the basics of how strings work in JavaScript. You now know how to create them, combine them, use template literals, and even check their length. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Alright, that's it for today's video.